Hi, this is Tim Meyer from Keep Yourself Relevant. Thanks again for joining. Today we're on our last portion of our data flow diagram, the third video, part 3, and it's really the steps to verify your diagram and then actually complete the functional decomposition. Again, this is for the manager's perspective of data flow diagrams. So again, the steps to creating the data flow diagrams, the first video we walk through creating a list of activities, drawing a context diagram, and then in part 2 we drew the level 0 diagram as well as the lower level diagram. And then now in part 3 we're going to verify the data flow diagram and complete the functional decomposition for the last pieces of the diagram. And again, we have these pieces of the level 0 and 1 diagram. This is sort of a quick review. We've got these square boxes, which are the external entities. The arrows are lines with an arrow are the data flow, the direction of the data that's moving between the diagram objects. We have a circle representing the system. This is representing a data store where we're storing data. And then this is a process flow. Again, this is probably just a quick recap. Again, this is our example where we have Joe's Fast Food Shack. And this is the context diagram we came up with. Notice that we have got the three external entities, customer, employee, and vendor. And then we have the various data flows. And I numbered them just so they were easier to see. And what we want to make sure when we're verifying the data flow diagram, now that we've got it completed, is that we continue to have the external entities, the same three external entities. In this case, on level 0 diagram, we've got 4 processes. So these 4 processes will be the first phase that we have in our functional decomposition, and I'll show you that in a second. The level 1 diagram, then we're decomposing the first functional process flow. And taking that into, in this case, the 3 steps, and we've just got the one external entity for this first process. We break down the second process. Again, we've now got 2 data stores, an inventory data store and an order data store, along with our customer entity, external entity, sorry. And then on level 3, we've then got 3 different processes. We've got the external entity of employee and vendor, and then we've got 2 data stores, received items, inventory data store, and a purchase order. And then we've got obviously all the data flows for each of the pieces. Then when we get our functional decomposition, this is our context level, and this is our logically the high level system of Joe's food system. And then we've got level 0 diagram. We've just then put in vertical representation the 4 processes, and then we break down the level 1 diagrams into each of the processes of this. And you can remember we had the context diagram, and then we had the level 1 diagram that had the 4 pieces, and then now we're taking the first process flow and breaking that this way and doing it horizontally. And so that's really all there is to the functional decomposition, just taking the processes that you had from your various diagrams and putting them on one diagram. Again, a second example we had was a department store. We've got the high-level context diagram. We've got customer, vendor, and employee as 3 external entities. This is our department or system, which is ABC department, which is our main system. And then we've got our 12 different data flows numbered here just for ease of finding them. Again, we have a level 0 diagram, which we have the customer, vendor, and employees. And in this case, we've just got 3 processes. The first process breaks into these 4 steps. We've got an additional couple, 3 data stores and our external entity. So we want to make sure that when we're verifying our data flow diagram, that we have the correct number of external entities on each level. And then here we've got 2 external entities, and we've got 3 processes with some 2 data stores, an inventory data store and an order data store. And how you number these is really up to you, but it's easier for me to say this is our third process, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, and we've got our external entity there. And then when we get our functional decomposition, again, we're breaking that down. Here's our high-level system. And then we've got our level 1 diagram, our level 0 diagram, which is 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. And then we've got our level 1 diagram for 1, which breaks into these 4 steps, our processes. Level 2, the 2.0 stockroom process breaks into these 3 steps. And then level 3, our process 3 breaks into these 3 processes. So again, we have the context level diagram, the level 0 diagram, and then we horizontally do each of the remaining process flows to get our functional decomposition. So that's really what we have today for part 3, going over the roles, steps to verify your diagram and then complete the functional decomposition. I hope you found this helpful, and this is the last of our third step for data flow diagrams for a manager. Thanks for your time today. Please consider giving us a like as well as consider subscribing. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.